Petition challenging the impeachment of Kericho governor. On the basis of our petition is that in the computation of the two-third requirement votes, the County Assembly of Kericho, which comprises of 47 members, had a vote of 31 persons, which was in favor of the motion. And in the argument and the conclusion of the senator of the speaker, they argued that 31 members was an adequate threshold to meet the two-third requirement. But in our computation, we established that the two-third amounts to 31.33%, 31.33. And given that we cannot have a fraction of a person, and given that the Constitution and the law is, in particular, is clear that the threshold should be at least two-thirds, our argument is that the number that ought to have been considered is 32 and not 31. Supporting our case is that during the election of the speaker of that particular house, the clerk of that house ruled that for the speaker to be duly elected, there needed to be a two-third rule. The two-third rule needed to apply. And in the computation then, in the year 2022, the clerk ruled that the two-third of the members of that house was 32 persons. So we are saying that it is a double standard that is being applied by that house, that if then the 32 persons was the number that amounted to two-thirds of that house, then the same case should apply today. So today, we have filed this petition challenging the hearing of the impeachment motion in the Senate, which is scheduled to take place today from 10 a.m. And we have filed before Justice Mugambi under certificate of urgency. We are praying that, we are hoping that we will get favorable orders from the court. You appreciate that myself, I'm from Kajiado County. My colleague here is from Kiambu County. And my other colleague here is from the county of Kericho. And the reason we are filing this petition is not just because of the governor of Kericho, but we are saying that we don't want the Senate to proceed in a motion that will set a bad precedence. A bad precedence that will cause even other legislative bodies to water down that threshold.
Justice Committee has introduced us, a Kenyan School of Law student as well, and a voter in Kericho County. Justice Committee has said, one of the characteristics of the law in Kenya is that there should be certainty. As you've been told, is that when during the election of the current speaker of the Kericho County, the clerk then ruled that the two-thirds threshold amounted to that 2 votes of all the 47 MCAs of Kericho County. Now, according to Section 33 of County Governments Act and Order Number 74 of County Assembly of Kericho, it stipulates that during the petition or for a petition to remove a speaker or impeachment motion against the governor should pass the threshold, that is the two-thirds. In our computation, as you've been told, computation of two-thirds of 47 amounts to 31.33. If you compute that and using the principle of at least, then the cut line should be 31.33. That is where the cut line should be there. And then our safe space then that the county assembly ought to have operated from was not to come below that 1.33, but instead work with a number that is higher than that 1.33. And the nearest number is 32. So we are the students of law, and our interest is to maintain the law, fidelity to the law, and so that there is order in the country, so that we don't set a bad precedent. So as you've been told, we filed our petition yesterday under certificate of urgency, and our argument is that the current motion is in the Senate illegally. The Senate Speaker, Honorable Amason Kingi, ought not to have received the communication from from the Speaker because it did not meet the threshold. It is in the Senate illegally, and the impeachment process ought to have stopped with the County Assembly of Kericho for failing to meet the 2/3 threshold. And in the mandatory terms, that threshold should be applied, that threshold should be upheld, and it should set a good precedent so that in future we have the certainty of the law, so that we don't use 32 when it favors us and 31 when it does not favor us. We need certainty, and that's what we're fighting for as the Kenyan School of Law students, and we feel that's our mandate to uphold the law. Thank you.